Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the hidden stories in corporate filings. Get ready folks, because today we're diving into Amarc Resources Limited's latest report, and let's just say there are some interesting moves happening on the financial playing field. Before we dive in, if you're new here and love getting the real scoop on company finances without the jargon, hit that subscribe button. And for those of you who want to continue the conversation and connect with fellow finance enthusiasts, our Discord community link is in the description below. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Amarc Resources Limited, a company that's been navigating the resource sector, has just dropped its report. Think of this as a snapshot of their financial health and what they've been up to, especially around their fiscal year end. The date on this report is July 21, 2025, giving us a look at their situation just after the end of their fiscal year, which wraps up on March 31st. Now, the meat of any filing is usually the financial statements. These are the audited numbers, the official scorecard, if you will. We're looking at the 12 months leading up to March 31st, 2025. This date, March 31st, 2025, is key. It's the end of their financial year, marking the period we'll be focusing on. While the address might not seem exciting, it anchors us to their physical presence. It's good to know where the operations are based. Numbers like this often represent specific financial identifiers or codes. They help keep everything organized in the vast world of finance. This marks the beginning of the reporting period we're examining, the start of the fiscal year that concluded on March 31st, 2025. Now let's talk about how they reward their team. Stock options are a pretty common way for companies to incentivize employees, especially in the resources sector where the value of shares can swing quite a bit. This indicates they have plans related to giving out stock options to key members. This tag is important. It often points to events that happened after the reporting period ended but are significant enough to warrant disclosure. For Amarc, something happened between May 1st and May 29th, 2025 that they felt we needed to know about. Always keep an eye on these subsequent events as they can reveal new challenges or opportunities. This classification relates to financial instruments or obligations that mature more than 5 years down the line. It gives a sense of their longer-term financial commitment. On the flip side, this refers to things due within the next year. It's a look at their short-term financial obligations. This date suggests there might be some historical data or agreements referenced from back in 2021. It's not uncommon for older agreements to still be relevant. Here's something everyone cares about: salaries, fees, and benefits. We see this mentioned for different periods, including the one we are looking at from April 2024 to March 2025, and also previous years. This lets us see how their compensation costs are trending. This suggests a relationship or transaction with a company called United Mineral Services Limited. We see it mentioned for the reporting year and the prior one. It's a hint at important business partnerships or services they're utilizing. This brings us to the leadership. We see references to Chief Financial Officers or CFOs for the reporting period and the one before. This is often tied to compensation disclosures or certifications of financial accuracy. Similar to the CFO mentioned, this covers directors and officers more broadly. It's common to see compensation or actions related to this group detailed in corporate filings. Hunter Dickinson Services Inc. makes a few appearances here for multiple periods. This likely points to services provided by this entity to Amarc, possibly in consulting, management, or administrative areas. Understanding these related party transactions is crucial for a complete picture. Here we have a specific mention of Thomas Wilson, the CFO, and his fees. This is a direct look at the compensation for the top financial executive, which is usually disclosed. We see it for March 2025 and March 2024. Warrants are like options, but they are often issued to investors as a sweetener for buying other securities. Like bonds or stocks, they give the holder the right to buy shares at a certain price in the future. We see warrants being considered for the period ending March 2025. This is a bit more specific non-flow-through warrants, and the year 2023 suggests a particular type of financial instrument issued or accounted for in that year. These details can sometimes relate to tax implications or investment structures. An investor relations agreement is about how the company communicates with its shareholders and the investment community. The dates shown here, like covering parts of 2024 and early 2025, indicate active engagement with investors. This term relates to the company's basic ownership structure, the ordinary shares that most shareholders hold. Seeing it for March 2025 and March 2024 suggests an ongoing consideration of their share capital. This likely represents a specific tranche or type of share option. When companies have multiple option plans, they often categorize them like this. This is a general classification for all share options, confirming that this is a significant part of their compensation or capital structure strategy. Agreements related to property are crucial in the resource sector. These could be leases, acquisition agreements, or exploration rights. The dates here like September 2024 and September 2024 and September 2024 and September 2024 and September 2023. A private placement means the company sold shares directly to a select group of investors, not on the open market. Non-flow share might relate to how the proceeds are taxed or used. Again, hinting at structural details, we see activity here around November and December of 2023. Here's another specific mention of warrants categorized as Warrants 1. This suggests they have different series or types of warrants they are tracking. This refers to the price at which a warrant or option holder can buy a share. Seeing various categories like exercise price for means there are different prices tied to different option or warrant agreements. Another historical date, December 2021, possibly relating to the initiation or modification of an agreement. This takes us back to the end of 2019. It's not uncommon for very old agreements or historical data points to remain relevant in some financial contexts, perhaps for accounting or legal reasons. A mid-2022 date perhaps marking a specific event in an ongoing contract or a new agreement. Another early significant date, December 2019, potentially related to the establishment of a key partnership or financing. This category captures property-related deals that don't fit into more specific classifications. It shows a broader scope of their property dealings. We see these for February 2025 and April 2025. This is quite specific and intriguing. It points to an agreement for the Joy District with Freeport. Freeport is a major mining company, so this suggests a significant collaboration or agreement within a particular geographic area. We see activity here across multiple periods, including the recent fiscal year and earlier ones. This refers to a specific district or property area called Duke. Combined with the previous tag, this clearly indicates they have mineral interests or operations within the Duke District. We see mentions for March 2024 and March 2025. This is really interesting. A capped royalty means that royalty payments, usually a percentage of revenue or profit from mining, have a limit. This is a crucial detail for understanding the true economics of their Duke District properties. We see this mentioned for July 2023. This identifies another significant player, Goldfields, and a specific project or subsidiary seemingly named Tudogon Exploration Corporation. This hints at potential joint ventures or partnerships with larger mining entities. Similar to the Duke District, this refers to a specific property or area called Pine. This is another mention of the Joy District, emphasizing its importance as a focus area. Another company name pops up, Cascadera Copper Corporation. This could represent an acquisition, a partnership, or a past transaction. This indicates mineral interests or exploration in the Ike property. This reinforces that the Ike property is within a defined district, signaling a geographical focus. This denotes mineral interests or exploration in the granite property. This points to a property called Paula with an agreement activity in November 2019. This shows Amarc's involvement with Carlyle Commodities Corp, specifically holding or dealing with their shares. We see this mentioned for the fiscal year ending March 2024 and also for the most recent period ending March 2025. This is a catch-all for items that don't fit elsewhere. This suggests a specific series or type of holding related to Carlyle Commodities Corp. This is a classic accounting term, usually representing final aggregated figures in a financial table. This is a big one. Accumulated deficit simply means the company has more in expenses and losses than it has in profits over its lifetime. Seeing this for March 2025 indicates the company is still in a phase where it's investing heavily and losses are piling up, which is common for exploration companies but still something to watch closely. We see this for multiple year ends. This reserve account is used to track the accounting value of share warrants that have been issued. This reserve reflects unrealized gains or losses from revaluing investments to their current market value. This account is used to record the value of stock-based compensation granted to employees and executives. This represents the par value of all common shares issued by the company. Another starting date for a prior fiscal year, allowing for year-over-year comparisons of key financial accounts like accumulated deficit and common stock. And back to 2022, providing a broader historical trend for those balance sheet items. This is the end of the previous fiscal year, March 2024, providing a direct comparison point to March 2025. And here we are again at the end of the most recent fiscal year, March 2025. This tag indicates that certain financial figures are reported in United States dollars. This is a unit of measure signifying the reported numbers are in terms of shares outstanding or similar share counts. This tells us that some financial data is presented in Canadian dollars, which is fitting given their address. This is a designation often used in XBRL tagging to indicate a pure numeric value, not a percentage or an amount with a currency. Chamantif Jeff is end exchange, Commandistip V49 tilp 14C 2549 succeedestics. MC Reporterplix, Boring Feature Panty T-Tap C, Array Core, Focus, Lies, the Jewel 14A16OR, 15D16OR, 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 15D16OA, 15D16OR, 15D16OR, 15V16OA, Substantious Farctive, Adjective Rams with Indie Tenida V6E4H1, F48F2 LTD SAC CC4H1 CTGF 54 Traffic SIS Adject CT of 1930 VOR 44L Annual Reports Undercover Form 6K KTU SIS where the core focus lies here for Sintetaser his FCF of 19 that's of principle or 14 at 44 Annual Reports Undercover Form Tets and I Tacho it's a 4 I say Saveta Facet such a Canada Tacho Saveti Didasite Sex Arts at July 23rd, as it says, as it's at the fight, the Nike die check mark if the financial side, particularly the accumulated deficit, is what we expect from a company at this stage. They burn cash on exploration, hoping to discover or develop something valuable. The key is whether they are progressing towards that goal in a controlled manner. Mentions of warrants and share options suggest they are using equity instruments to fund operations or incentivize. Looking at the overall picture, Amarc seems to be actively managing its portfolio of mineral properties, forging strategic relationships with larger entities, and navigating the typical financing challenges of the sector. The capped royalty on the Duke District is a unique aspect that could really benefit them if production levels are high. They are also clearly focused on investor relations and ensuring their financial reporting is in order, as evidenced by the CFO certifications. Now for my take, Amarc operates in a high-risk, high-reward industry. Their strategy appears to hinge on forming alliances with established players and developing properties with potentially favourable royalty structures. The accumulated deficit is a given, but the crucial factor will be the success of their exploration and the terms of their agreements with majors like Freeport and Goldfields. These partnerships are their lifeline and their path to potential profitability. The capped royalty is a strategic advantage, but its true value depends on the scale of the mineral deposits. Investors should closely watch news from these key districts, any updates on drill results and the progression of their agreements with majors like Freeport and Goldfields. These partnerships are their lifeline and their path to potential profitability. The capped royalty is a strategic advantage, but its true value depends on the scale of the mineral deposits. Investors should closely watch news from these key districts. Any updates on drill results and the progression. What's your opinion on Amarc's strategy and these financial insights? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more in-depth corporate analysis. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.